Yes, welcome. You're tuned into the GX Ladies on the Gospel Explosion. GX Ladies, GX Squad, how are you doing today? We're just going to keep playing the theme, and we've got a special guest coming on later on in the show, or very soon. So just keep in tuned and just watch this space. Yes, people, we're locking in now. So here we go, the GX Squad.
We recommend slim fast for the sinfully fat. I recommend losing fast. Need help? Well, step into the gym class. Everybody know in all your own. All your own. Everybody know in all your own. Everybody know in all your own. Hear me now. If you damn think till you're fat, you know you need to get slim. If you think you make a family from it, use the word that God forget slim. Some man are good, I get fat on the word, but told him now win. You better play some gas break because exercise will with him. Everybody class, warm up. Put it out to soul, you warm up. Remember, it make you stand up, alright, start straight. But the most can't try to make it. Start straight. Remember, if you take the favorite step to the sky, start reach to the sky. You can see left around everywhere, so I hear me. Relax, then crunch, to relax, well crunch. Now but a Christian walk, crunch. And you lose my weight by the bunch. But mine if you lose it. If you lose it. If I have got lose it. But the why if you don't lose it. But how if you lose it. But how if you lose it. Every time I sit here, I try to hear you do. But the why you don't lose it.
If you know you're waiting and sin, let's go to the gym now. Holy Ghost gym now. Hey, if your spiritual health is suffering, go to the gym now. Holy Ghost gym now.
If you're damn sick till you're fat and you know you need to get slim. If you do it to make a brother, use the word that God forget slim. Some man are good, I get fat on the word, no soul him now win. You better play some gas breaker because exercise good with him. Here why? Slattering me, give up a dance. Lazy to God, me, give up a dance. I tell you words, me, give up a dance. You never know, say I forgiveness to God. Lost in me, give up a dance. Up the high, me, give up a dance. Not a thing, we give up a dance. And forgiveness, clap our heart, dance. Here, my bad mind, if you lose it.
Oh my gosh, people.
If I'm not lose it. When the why you do, lose it. But not if you lose it. But not if you lose it. Let the mama sing, we are trying to hear you do. When the why you do, lose it.
If you know that you're waiting and sin, let's go to the gym now. Holy Ghost gym now. Hey, if your spiritual health is suffering, go to the gym now. Holy Ghost gym now.
Alright, grab your Bible, then curl. Grab your Bible, then curl. Grab your Bible, then curl. Walk me up, preach it to the world. On your knee, don't forget. when like Josie, run past. Leave a people, run past. Like Josie, run past. Take up your foot and run.
Oh my gosh, we got a special guest in backstage ready to come on very shortly. We're going to play one more and then we're going to bring the gentleman in.
If you know that you're waiting, then go to gym now. Holy Ghost gym now. Hey, if the spiritual health is suffering, go to the gym now. Holy Ghost gym now.
Oh my gosh, people, I hope you're enjoying that. Oh gosh, that is the Holy Ghost gym. The Holy Ghost gym, can you believe that? People are saying, well, what is that? It's a workout spiritually and in the natural. Okay, so I'm going to play one more and then I'm going to bring this gentleman on. His name's Paul Chambers, and he's going to tell us all about the meaning of World War One, II, and the poppy, I believe.
Oh, the puppy. Okay.
Yeah, so hold tight, people. One more and then we're going in. Okay.
Okay.
Where you go, you are free. We have to go now. To know by now, me have successfulness deep in my veins. Me not quit now. Some give up in that can over the mountains. Yeah, all I can't give up the brothers burn over. No, we can't miss. Remember this. Oh, I'm reaching for the highest of heights. No bad man can bring me down. No, dear. Never find a friend. Highest of heights. No bad man can put me down. No, yeah. I'm a godless youth and chosen.
And also he's going to be talking about an event that's going to be happening on the 30th of October, but I'll let him tell you all about that. We're going to bring him in very shortly.
In the most high name, I just want to be successful. Yeah, to the most high name, I can't look back and waste my time. I can this for me now. See if some boy could have give the answer. Never believe failure would have been my thing. Success is from my king.
This is the young man Positive.
House, but me I go for mine. Now hope and pray. Jehovah guide my way. I succeed another day. Put your man in a deer and say, wipe it up, lift your man in a deer. Wipe it up, put it in your player. And I'm afraid of them. Failure is for either of them. If you believe that you are making it, then forget it. I'm reaching for the highest of heights. No bad man can bring me down, no dear. Highest of heights. No bad man can put me down, no yeah. I'm a godless youth and chosen and you. In the most high name, I just wanna be successful. Yeah. In the most high name, I try to look back with his mind. In the most high name, I just wanna be successful. Yeah. To the most high name, I try to look back with his my time. I'm happy to see you fall down. Bumps and knees step on the ground. Once we have a rise again. Oh, so shine like the star that you are. But mine cannot stop you. It just can't stop you.
Well, people, that is it. I want to bring this gentleman in and I want him to join the show. So I'm going to welcome the gentleman in and see if so hi Paul, how are you?
Good evening. How are you doing?
Good evening.
Very good. I'm very pleased to be here.
Okay.
And was enjoying the spiritual vibes.
Okay, we could play some more, but well, we're going to keep you on the show, so we're going to be playing bits and then we'll play some more, so don't worry.
Looking forward to that.
filled with the Holy Ghost with that. So tell me about yourself and the event and everything about what you about to discuss. I want to hear exactly because I'm interested of
Yes.
what you've got to talk about.
Right. So I'm Paul Chambers. I am ex-military. I served in the Jamaica Defense Force. I did
Wow.
10 years there, left with the rank of captain. I've been living here for over 30 years, and presently I'm chair of an organization called Jamaica Ex-Soldiers Association.
Hmm.
It's primarily made up of people, men and women, who served in the Jamaica Defense Force and have migrated to the UK. However, having said that, we have chapters all over the world. We have a chapter in Canada, one in New York, we have one in Florida, one in
Hmm.
Houston, and I think, and one in Jamaica, of course.
Wow.
So we are not, the membership is not only ex military, we also have people who haven't served but have an interest in the aims and objectives of the organization and the things that we stand for and our charitable interests. And so at the moment, our secretary is someone who has never served, but she came to a meeting, like what she saw and heard,
Yeah.
never left us.
Wow. Wow, I'm sure you can indulge in more. You're talking about, you served, and because sometimes when I speak to people who are from the military background, they're very of order. They're people of order. That's what I will say.
Yeah.
And they know commandments and stuff like that. And just listening to you and the passion that's behind it, and obviously you haven't really opened up fully and dissected everything that you need to go into, because there's also an event that's happening on the 30th of October, um,
Yes.
which we would like to hear about. But also, when people say, well, why do people buy poppies, you
Ah.
know ah uh,
Okay. So let me tell you about the poppy. And the poppy represent remembrance and death, um, and not only for military, because in ancient times, uh, people used to put poppy on tombstones.
yes,
Also, I should point out that the poppy is not only red, there are different colors of poppy. There's white poppy, there's purple poppy. There's other varieties of poppy.
I didn't know
So
that.
yes, there are other varieties. And you maybe will after this see a poppy and said, "Oh my God, I didn't realize I was a poppy because it was a different color." If you saw,
Well,
because I know it's a brand. People think that poppy are only red, but they're different colors of poppy. Um, so in terms of it from ancient time representing remembrance and death, um, in the Napoleonic War, when the fields were totally destroyed and desolate, the first thing to pop up, if I should use that word, was a poppy around the dead soldiers and the bodies that were there. So if you then think about it, the poppy represents remembrance in death, and
Yes.
it's the first to pop up on the battlefield. Then it's symbolic of what these people have given their life for.
Wow, that's deep.
And
That's deep.
so and so you come, so that's the Napoleonic War, which was like 17 something like that. But then in the First World War in
Mhm.
northern France, where that was the area of Europe that took most of the pounding from war. It was like the center of it. The same thing happened again. The
Mhm.
first flower after the war was finished to have popped up, to have come up, was the red poppy. And so,
Wow.
because it was red, and because so many people lost their lives in that campaign, then they say, right, okay, so the red poppy represents the bloodshed of
Yeah.
the men that serve. Now, I say men because women serve as well, but if we come to once we are up to the First World War, we know that in terms of the front line, it was
Mhm.
men. You
Yes.
know, it was men who served and were at the front line. So, uh, since 1921, I think the Royal British Legion has used the poppy as a symbol of remembrance. So 100 years ago, actually. So
Wow.
the Royal British Legion celebrates 100 years now of remembering those who gave the ultimate sacrifice in war. And so the poppy is used, is sold. It's not, it's voluntary, but the poppy raised a lot of money for the Royal British Legion that they in turn looks after a lot of charities that actually represent military interests or veterans affairs, so to speak. But not only here, in the Commonwealth, like Jamaica, we have poppy appeal as well during this season of remembrance that starts around October in Jamaica and goes up to Remembrance Sunday, which is normally the
Hmm.
second Sunday in November.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so okay, so we know puppies is sold here just around 1st of November up to about the 14th or whatever. But in Jamaica, the puppy appeal start. In fact, it was launched last Sunday, the 3rd, or no, Saturday, the 3rd, by the Governor General, who is the grand patron of the Jamaica Legion Puppy Appeal. So
Wow.
I mentioned Jamaica Legion, which is the equivalent to the Royal British Legion, if you see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right. So the
Wow.
Jamaica Legion owns the Puppy Appeal campaign, and that campaign is for the same thing, to raise money for Veterans Affairs in Jamaica. But
Okay.
particularly, the money goes to a particular home called Curfew Home, which is in Newport in Manchester, in Jamaica.
Hmm.
And the Curfew Home was set up in 1949 to as a haven for men and women who came back from the Second World War, so in the 1940s, and need somewhere to live and to be taken care of.
Yeah.
So, as you can imagine, um, not everybody comes back from a military campaign um, in the same state of mind, that sort of thing. So some people might come back and they need help, and it even happened now in Britain, where you see a lot of people on the streets and they're ex-military and they need help. So Curfew Home was set up as a haven.
Hmm.
It has the capacity to home 35 residents. At the moment, it has 16, I believe. Set up 1949. They get a small stipend from the government. However,
Yeah.
most of what the home is run by is raised from the puppy appeal. And
Wow.
also, there is another organization apart from the Jamaica Legion called the Royal Air Force 560, which is the Royal Air Force Association branch in Jamaica. They also help Curfew Home. So last year, because of COVID,
Yeah.
um, the Jamaica Legion Puppy Appeal had to take a different route. Traditionally, they would have a concert in the garden with the Jamaica Military Band, and that's how they would raise funds to start the season. But because of COVID, they couldn't do that. So the chairman actually came up with an innovative way of raising funds by holding a virtual concert, which he called Vets for Vets. And why it was called Vets for Vets is the fact that he used uh, DJs veteran DJs that use military ranks as their moniker. So like General Trees, Admiral Tibet, and the like, they performed in this concert to raise funds for the veterans. And so it was called Vets for Vets. And after the debrief, it was thought that if it's going to happen this year, then they should have other genre music. And so somebody decided to give this idea that they should have a gospel concert.
Okay. Paul, don't say no more. Just let me interject there. I'm going to play a song right there. Don't give them all the nuggets right now. You can't tell them everything. Just take a glass of water, let them sip, let them just simmer a little bit. I'm going to play a song and then you're going to come back. Then you're going to tell the people where to be at on the 30th of October. And just behind the scenes of that, we're gonna play a couple of more songs in between. So I'm gonna stop you, and you're gonna interject again, and we're just gonna have some fun. Just remember, this is all about what the Poppy stands for, World War I and II, and raising funds. This is the kind of the nutshell that I'm hearing. But we're gonna be right back with Paul straight after this song. So Paul, hold tight. And Cie is also in the studio with me, so I'll get her to be talking to you as well. Okay. Okay.
I'm only human. Yes, I'm just a woman. Help me believe what I should be and know that I am. Show me the stairway that I have to climb. Lord, for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time. One day at a time. Sweet Jesus, that's all I'm asking from you. Just give me the strength to do every day what I should do. Yes, Saturday's gone. Sweet Jesus, tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, help me today. Show me the way, one day at a time. Do you when you walk among men? Jesus, you know, if you look down below, it's worse now than then. Cheating and stealing, violence and crime. So for my sake, just teach me to take one day at a time.
Yes, we just starting the show up, and we have a young gentleman. His name's Paul Chambers, and he's been talking about the World War I and II, and also he's going to be talking about an event that's happening on the 30th of October. Yes, okay. So people just pause, just put a pause on that.
Give me the strength to do it.
You're listening to Colleen Davis.
I had to do. Yesterday's gone. Sweet Jesus, tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, help me today and show me the way and give me a chance. Lord, help me today.
Wow, that's a wonderful Colleen Davis. And you're talking about the way to raise money, Paul, is actually putting on concerts as well. Is that correct?
Well, yeah. It's the first time outside of Jamaica that veterans will be commemorated through music. As I said, the Jamaica Legion would keep a concert in the garden and raise funds that way. We were asked to hold the gospel leg of the Jamaica Legion appeal. And so we took the challenge and decided to take it because it's an inaugural event. It's never happened before.
Wow.
And we were invited to Birmingham to be the place to launch this concert. The date is significant because it ends Black History Month and it actually opens the season of remembrance.
Wow.
Because we will be 2 weeks away from the Remembrance celebration. So that's the significance of the concert. And the reason why it's important that the concert is a massive success is that we want to own that Saturday every year. We want every last Saturday in October to be having this event. We want it to be an event that people look forward to because it has particular meaning to them year in, year out. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I don't know if Cie wants to actually say anything, but, that kind of holds a lot of weight because, when we talk about the war, there were back in the days, I mean, my granddad had fought in the World War One and Two, but you never saw that many, as I'm going to say, people of our color being recognized for that in the war and being recognized, who have lost limbs and, on the front line. That's never been really a pinnacle or pushed to celebrate us as following from Black history and then coming into that. It's like a lift, isn't it? Because Black history is just a month and that's it plummets. But if we can bring that up and such of a military and of a standard, I don't know if you want to follow on with anything from that side.
Yeah, I concur with that because I didn't know that Black people even fought in any wars. It wasn't taught in the schools. It wasn't taught in the schools.
You're very correct.
Oh my goodness! All they taught is that they shoved some black folk into the base of some ships and carried them away to do some servitude, and then nothing was said about the horrors that happened to those people, how many people were thrown overboard.
Yeah.
Nothing was said about Black people fighting in any wars for England or any country. Nothing was said. It's only when I became an adult, not even in my 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s that I found out that they fought for I think it was the Confederate, not the Confederacy. They fought in America alongside those who wanted to abolish the slavery. I never thought that any West Indians was in that at all. I didn't. I was just absolutely horrified to learn that Black people were fighting in the wars from the West Indies, and that they had medals. I was horrified. I didn't know that.
Let me put that in context because it's a very important point. The Jamaica Defense Force in which I served started in 1962 when Jamaica became independent. Our forebears are the West India regiments. The West India Regiment history goes back to 1790s.
Crikey. What on
Wow.
earth?
Right.
Wow.
So,
Joking.
and the West India Regiment came about particularly because the French had realized that in the warmer climes, black soldiers actually they cope better
Yeah.
than others.
Mm-hmm.
So the British adopted that as well. And what they said was that any black person who served in the army is automatically called a free, um, a free, a free man, and has earned his freedom.
Wow.
So West Indians have been serving, and slaves, free slaves, have been serving in West India Regiment from the 1790s. Um, there is a man called George Gordon, a Jamaican. He was a lance corporal at the time. And he got what is called a Victoria Cross, the highest medal you can get for bravery. And what happened is that he and his company commander, well, the company commander and his men were about to go into a building, and a musket came from out of a port pointing at him. He didn't see it. And Gordon jumped in front and was shot to save the major. And he survived as well. Gordon survived. But he got the military cross for that. And that particular medal now is in the museum in Upper Camp in Jamaica. Okay. And we thought this is 18 something. Right. So the history is there. As I said, the West India Regiment was disbanded in 1927. And then when the countries in the Caribbean decided that they want to become a confederate, the West Indian Confederate, they started the West Indian Regiment again. And then coming to the 60s, when the countries couldn't decide whether or not they want to be one or separate, and Jamaica became independent, then the West India Regiment was finally disbanded, and the men, either some stayed in Jamaica and some went to Trinidad and Barbados. So our history is there. Our DNA is there as people who have contributed to campaigns all over the world. And the West India Regiment didn't only serve in the West Indies. They went to Sierra Leone in the Ashanti Wars. They went to methods, I can't call the word, but what is now Iraq, right?
Wow.
They served there.
Oh,
And then,
Mesopotamia.
exactly, yes.
Yeah.
And so that's the West Indian Regiment. But the First World War, when the First World War started, there were only 2 battalions of the West Indian Regiment. One was in Africa and one was in Jamaica. And when the British forces started to get a pounding, the king asked, "Where is my empire?" Because as far as he's concerned, they have never lost like that before. And that's when he was informed that they had actually disbanded most of the West India Regiment down to two battalions. And so that is where another regiment started. And this one is called the British West India Regiment. Now, the British West India Regiment actually trained in England, in the UK, and fought in Europe. So I hope you can see the difference. The West India Regiment goes back to 1790. Coming into 1914, there were only 2 battalions, and one was in Africa, one was in the West Indies. And when the king said, "Where is my men?" And they said, "Well, we only have 2 battalions." They formed another regiment called the British West India Regiment. And this is where people left from Jamaica,
Yeah.
Trinidad, all about and came to England to join the British forces to fight for king and country.
Can I just say something? And we're going to play another song. I just think this is very important knowledge, and coming off the back of Black history, I think you need to write the book, and you also need to teach. I think it needs to be part of school as well, or colleges or universities, because you hold so much knowledge and you speak very boldly about it. And it's like, you're just like a river. It's just all coming out. And I'm like, where are you getting all this knowledge from? But I'm going to pause you right there because...
let me finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
That books are there.
Books are there.
Books
Wow.
are there. What
we need to see these.
We need to develop storytelling techniques.
Yes.
That's where we learned over the years. We just need to tell our own story and don't rely on anybody else to, because they can do it with passion. They try, but we need to tell stories. Storytelling techniques we need.
That I can see role plays, I can see theaters. That's what I can see. But absolutely a man of knowledge and wisdom, and you've served your country, and you've served the military and the background of what you love. And one thing I know I've noticed, when people are in the military and you say, would you come out of the military, they're dedicated, absolutely committed, 150. Integrity goes such a long way. Do you want to run on the back of that side?
I was just going to say loyal, because as you said, the king says, where are my people?
Empire.
And then they came. It's just like when after the wars, when they called, come over and drive our buses, drive our trains. We need nurses and that. Then up they went, in their droves, because they saw England as their mother country, and thought that they will be welcomed. So we're very loyal people. Even when we're mistreated and not honoured for what we do. It's just it's a shame. But there you go.
Okay, we also have a flyer. It's called Bless for Vets. Okay, so I'm going to play one more song, and then we're going to go into that after us. I see some famous faces on there as well.
Oh, we just need to shout out as well. Debbie said hi to us.
Hi, Debbie. How are you? Okay, so Paul, just stay there and keep you in the back screen, and we're going to play one more song. Okay.
Lord, thank you for the price you paid, bearing all my sin and shame. In love you came and gave amazing grace. Thank you for this love, Lord. Thank you for the name. Hands wash me in your cleansing flow. Now all I know, your forgiveness and embrace. Worthy is the Lamb, seated on the throne. We crown you now with many crowns. You reign victorious. High and lifted up, Jesus, Son of God, the Lion of heaven, crucified. Worthy is the Lamb. Worthy is the Lamb. Thank you for the cross, Lord.
Okay, people, yes, we've got an event coming up. It's called the Jamaican Legion Poppy Appeal. It's a gospel concert for the very first time on the 30th of October. Yes, I said it. The 30th of October, 2021. Blessed for Vets. I like that. What you saying, Si, with that?
Yeah. It's a great name, isn't it? I can't read the leaflet because it's so small. I'm afraid I can just see the Blessed for Vets, but it's catchy, and I'm sure that people will want to go to these events because it's especially as Paul Chambers is expounding on what happened, with the puppy, the red representing the blood, and all the information that he's given out tonight. I'm sure more people want to go. Very interesting.
Yes, I can see some faces on the flyer. And I do believe we've got Lighty in the place.
Oh, Lighty.
We have Annette B. We have the amazing Dave Wilkes. Oh my gosh. And this is also going to be held at the Town Hall Gospel Choir. Whoa.
Gosh, I didn't know the Town Hall had a gospel choir.
Yes.
That's news to me.
The Town Hall Gospel Choir. They're a big choir, I'm telling you.
But that's a big stage there. And there's a whole heap of seats up there.
Hang on, we're yeah. So
starting at 5:30.
If I could come in.
Yes, Paul, we want you back in. So
if
Paul,
you look at
it's all about, come on now, you've got to tell us all
if
about
you look at the information running at the bottom, it says that it's at Millennium Point.
The Millennium Point.
Wow.
The name of the group is Town Hall Gospel Choir, but the venue is the Millennium Point. Yes.
It's at the Millennium Point, Birmingham, commencing at 5:30.
Yeah.
Millennium Point.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
Curzon Street.
Oh, Penfold Street.
Yes.
Is that by the new park that they built?
Please don't ask me. I'm from London. If I tell you where it is, you won't find it.
Oh dear, that's terrible. That is, we'll look that. I believe I know the Millennium Point. I could never ever say that. Do you remember we used to joke about that? Okay, so that's where the event's going to be. We have Dave Wilkes, and it's is it a free event? Is it a paid event? Tell us about it.
Well, it has to be a paid event because we're raising funds. We would love it to be free and everybody come and have a joyous time. But no, we're trying to raise funds for our veterans in Jamaica. Let me just put that in context as well. In 1962, JDF was formed. It means that most of the young guys who joined then are in the 80s or 90s.
Wow.
And so they're in the twilight of their years. And there are about 2 or 3 generations of soldiers who joined JDF, who have retired, who are now in the twilight of their years, and they need help and they need support. And some of them live in very unfortunate situation. Wow. Because, of course, quite naturally, when you grow older, the options that are available to you in life are less. Whether you have money or not, your health fail you and all of that. So the whole idea is for us in the diaspora to start to promote the interests of us here to help, because a pound go much further than a dollar in Jamaica. 2 months ago, we had a meeting and we met the residents of Curfew Home on Zoom. And it was a joy. They receive us as their cousins from abroad. They were so happy to know that we are here. And using media, the technology that we have now, we were able to reach them in that remote part of Manchester where people don't visit them very much. And it was a joyous evening. And they really, really, liked it. So we want to continue. In July, Jessa, UK, we had a walkathon in Woolwich. 30 of us walked. And by the end of the event, with sponsorship and donation, through Just Giving, we earned just over £4,000.
Wow.
And we sent that check to Jamaica last week for Curfew Home. But we don't want to stop there because it takes cash to care.
Yeah.
And these men deserve the best care that they can. And so we're hoping that after Bless for Vets, we would be able, again, to send some money for them. I must say that this Bless for Vets project, I call it, is in two phases. The first phase is a gospel concert. And then some of the performances will be streamed the week after into the Vets for Vets concert in Jamaica. So,
Wow.
okay. So not all of it. But after the Vets for Vets concert is done, we will be streaming all of our Bless for Vets. Make it available for people who were not able to come, for people who are in other parts of the UK. But we will be streaming it in America, in Canada, and Jamaica as well. It will be a free stream. Okay, it will be 3 weeks after the event.
Yeah.
But we're asking people to donate to the fantastic performances that they will see streamed to them. So it is in two phases.
Wow.
And the thing is that somebody might start saying, well, maybe I shouldn't bother go to the concert. Let me just wait for the streaming. It's not going to be the same. It is not going to be the same. For one, we'll have a World War II veteran, Mr. Neil Flanagan, who's 96, and he will be doing a special thing for us. He will be putting a penny in a bronze puppy, which we will be blessing that night. And you will have the opportunity to be there to meet him. There is Marilia Simpson, who she herself is a veteran, singing on stage. She's injured. She has to use a wheelchair, but you'll be able to meet her and be in her presence and feeling, that spirit through singing. So there's no substitute for being there, if I should say that.
And I think the name bless the I forgot that it's vets.
Yeah, veterans.
It's blessings for the
blessings for the veterans.
Yeah.
I think you need God all the way when you're doing and you're fighting for the country, because you're risking your life. You're stepping out on the front line. I mean, I've listened to some of the preachers that talk, and they talk about women on the front line, men on the front line, as it's so in the natural, so in the spirit. And you talk about also, Paul, about the people who have mental health from actually going to war, which are traumatized, and they have been forgotten about, where, the government didn't think that they needed help, and they're still having those flashbacks. And, I remember one time we were in church and they were talking about a spiritual army, and, you got to know your weapon inside out in the dark. You got to be able to strip that weapon down in the dark and then put it back together, because you need to know your weapon that you're working with. Just like David, he knew what he was fighting with. So it's very important, the weapons that you use in your hand to fight for the country. You got to know who you are. Like the ground men troopers are different to the ones that are flying the plane. The reason why they dropped the bombs was to take out a lot of the men troops on the ground, and the buildings. When you watch all them war films and stuff like that, that was reality. That's what was really happening. And even when you watch some of the war films now, you don't take on board what yourself and everyone else that have stood on that front line has actually really gone through. And to be there and experience, and that's why he says you need to be there at the concert in that ambience, that atmosphere, to experience and to fellowship with some legends. I'm gonna say legends, people that have stood there and fought,
right,
and have that.
So let me add to that now.
Go on.
we'll be showcasing and highlighting individuals. We can't do everybody, so some of them will have to be next year. But there are few names that I'm going to call, and I'm going to tell you who these people were. Let's start with Dr. Otto Wint. Dr. Otto Wint joined the Second World War, the RAF. He was one of the first black pilots in the RAF in the Second World War. After 5 years, he left at the rank of flight lieutenant. He then got a special scholarship to St. Bartholomew's Hospital, where he studied medicine. And he went back to Jamaica and served many years in the parish of Hanover. And most of his practice, he gave a lot of free service to his fellow men and countrymen. Now, there's an incident that actually played part in him joining the RAF and him going on to be a doctor. And the incident is, and it's in the book that is written by his daughter, a book called The Longer Run. At 19-year-old, a jovial, frivolous young man, but bright, but a promising athlete he was. Working in a government office, took a gun out of a cabinet and said to a helper in the office, "I bet you I shoot you." And the gun went off and killed her.
Oh dear.
And that changed his life. He was defended by a man called Norman Manley, QC. Norman Manley himself, going back to the First World War, was a sergeant in the Royal Artillery. Norman Manley became our first premier. Right? Norman Manley defended him, and he got a 2-year suspended sentence, Otto Wint. But it troubled him because he had killed someone. So when the Second World War broke out, he saw it as an opportunity to go away and to change what is going through his headspace. So he joined the RAF. It's also thought that what happened, that unfortunate incident, was what actually steered him into become a doctor. Because what those doctors do, they save people's life, and that is his way of returning that unfortunate incident that happened to him. So he went back and he became a doctor. And just before he retired, do you remember who I said was the person who defended him? Norman Manley?
Yes.
Well, just before he retired as a doctor, Michael Manley, the new prime minister, asked Otto Wint if he would come to England as the second High Commissioner. And he accepted. And so Otto Wint was the second High Commissioner to England. So here we have someone who was a soldier in the RAF, became a doctor, and an ambassador. But I've left out the most important bit that Otto Wint is known for. He's known for the first Jamaican to win an Olympic gold medal for Jamaica.
All right.
Yes, that's
Wow.
correct.
1948. Okay.
Wow.
And he wanted a gold and a silver. And in the 4x400 meters relay, he pulled a muscle and they were not able to complete it. And he was distraught because they were expected to win. But in 1952 in Helsinki, they gave back what they lost. They gained back what they lost. The 4x400, with him starting it off, won gold medal in world record time. Okay. So Dr. Otto Wint was the Usain Bolt of that time. And it
Wow.
is said that he
Imagine.
was the trailblazer that actually set this pathway for Jamaicans to believe
Yes.
that they can perform on the world stage.
Yeah, do
You know,
something. Yeah.
there's a little bit in the book which is interesting about him.
Yeah.
It said that, well, when he and the other three were in their locker room, the last race of the Olympic, they got the rum out,
Yeah.
threw the rum in their toothbrush tumbler, and was drinking.
Okay.
Another young man came in and joined them. That young man was Prince Phillips.
Really?
Yes, he joined them because
Wow.
you have to understand that even though they were running for Jamaica, they were running for the empire. Because 1948, 1952, Jamaica was still a colony.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And the significance of ending that race, that Olympic, because the 4x400 is normally the last race at the Olympic. And to have won it in that style,
Wow.
a record, the Prince came down and actually, celebrated with them.
That's just magnificent.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
I'll tell you another story.
If you call.
Ina Collymore Woodstock,
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you.
a young lady who left Jamaica and came to England, and they asked her to go and do typing, and she said she didn't come all this way to be a typist, so she became a radar operator. At the end of the war, she studied law, and she went back to Jamaica, and she actually attained a number of firsts. She was one of the first female clerk of court, and then a host of other firsts that she a groundbreaking first. The importance of Ina today is that she's 104.
Wow.
Wow.
She lives in Barbados. She's 104,
Mm.
and she's on record the British Army oldest living female veteran.
Wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
That is wow. What can I say?
Yeah.
Well, what we're going to do, we're going to go over into a song. There are listeners listening, Paul, and we just need to hear you louder as well. So I'm going to play a song, and we had a caller in actually, so they were very interested in listening to your interview. So I'm going to play a song, and then we're going to come back. All right?
Right. And I use my military voice next time.
Yes, use your military voice. Speak loud, please.
Now
Okay.
you've got one.
Okay, we're gonna go straight into Elder Henry. We're having a bit of technical.
We're having a technical.
We're having a bit of a technical hitch. Okay, people. So I'm gonna go into the next one because obviously, something seems to be going on here.
Okay.
Okay, Cie, do you want to just talk to the people?
All right. Okay then. So for the information that Paul has given out, we have the leaflet up on screen now. Bless for Vets. Vets is shortened for veterans. Bless for Vets. Now, he said that it was going to be at the Millennium Point. Now, I've got the address for that. It's the Millennium Point Conference Centre, and that's on Curzon Street in Birmingham City Centre. And the postcode for that is B47XG. That's Bravo 47 X-ray Golf on Curzon Street. And that is located by Birmingham City University and what's that other one? The science think tank, I think they call it. That's in between those buildings. So that if you want to be attending, just take note of that address. Curzon Street, that's Birmingham City Centre, Birmingham, Bravo 47XG. Bravo 47 X-ray Golf. Okay, and it says how much are the tickets? How much are the tickets?
The tickets are £35, and on the flyer there is a link that you click, and it opens out the information about the ticket, and you can purchase your ticket from the flyer.
Okay. Now, is there a website that people can go for the flyer? Because on the flyer, they would have to write it out, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
What's the website address?
They can go on to our website,
okay,
which is JESA, JESA UK.org.
Okay.
JESA, so that's Juliet Echo Sierra Alpha dash uniform kilo.
Yes.
.org.
Yes, correct.
www.jesa underscore, is that right?
No,
it's dash.
uk.org. Yeah, it's up on the screen. I'm gonna see if we can get some music on.
Okay.
Let's see. Woo! Oh my gosh, the gremlins have come out of the studio. Only place to be is on the 30th of October. Come on now. Oh my gosh, Elder Henry.
Said the Lord, He's my light, my salvation. Oh yeah. Said the Lord, He's my light and my salvation. In You I put my trust, in You I put my faith.
Oh my gosh.
Never give up, I will not hesitate. In You I put my trust, in You I put my faith. Will never give up, I will not hesitate. Said the Lord, He's my light and my salvation. Ooh, yeah. Said the
Yes, people, so it's Blessed for Vets on the 30th of October at the Millennium Point, and it's £35 for the tickets.
£5 for the tickets.
Okay, it's going to a good cause. You can go to the how are we saying it? JESA
Yes.
dash UK.
.org.
That's the place to be, and that's where you need to go and get your tickets. Come on, people. It's a, if you remember that your grandparents sitting down telling you about the war and about the Anderson shelters, oh my gosh, and how it traumatized them. I mean, I remember looking after a client, and she says when the planes come over, because she lives on one of the plane routes, that when she can actually hear the bombs dropping. So she's traumatized just by hearing a plane flying over. Come on, people. It's a good cause. And I'm telling you, there are people out there that have stood and fought for the country, and there's been no recognition. They're not being supported. They are sailing a big ship that is going to help these people, help the elders. There's something in the Bible that says, God will not return. Yeah. There's something about the World War I and II veterans, that some of them are still going to be living when Jesus returns. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I see where you're going.
You see. Hey. Okay. So some of them could be living all 100 and 120, 150. But Jesus is coming. Let me tell you, because it's biblical.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Let me tell you, people, we're just gonna blow out the cobwebs tonight.
Draw me close to you. Never let me go. I lay it all down again to hear you say that I'm your friend. You are my desire. No one else will do.
No one else will do.
'Cause no one else can take your place. To feel the warmth of your embrace. Help me find my way. Bring me back to you. Oh, oh, oh. You're all I want. You're all I've ever needed. You're all I want. Help me know you I need. Draw me close to you. Never let me go. I lay it all down again to hear you say that I'm your friend. You are my desire. No one else will do. No one else can take your place. To feel the warmth of your embrace. Help me find my way. Bring me back to you. Oh, oh, oh. You're all I want. You're all I've ever needed. You're all I want. Help me know you I need. You're all I want. You're all I've ever needed. You're all I want. Help me know you I need. Help me know you I need.
Yes, people, the place to be is on the 30th of October. Oh my gosh. So, Cie, do you want to tell the people where they can get their tickets? It's running across this page, but you know what? Sometimes people like to hear it.
Yes. It's www.jesa, that's Juliet Echo Sierra Alpha -uk.org. That's www.jesa-uk.org. And the tickets are £35, which I think is a snip when you consider what it's going for, you know, to help these older people for all the hard work that they did, you know, and so many lives have been lost, and those that are left, the veterans, you know, let us give to a good cause. You know, it's really important that we honor our elderly people.
And I think that every like, as I say, British Legion and everyone, all that should have come together in one corporate. And you know how they do the march in town and they recognize, and you always have someone from the royal family turn up, and or you know, in generals and different ranks, they come and support. I mean, I don't know how big this event's going to be, but it looks like it's going to be big. The places looks like it's going to be full. So if there is anyone that has fought in the war and would like to come to this event, you know, back in the days, it was ring and ride, remember? But, you know, I'm sure, you know, if you're, you know, I know there's Ubers and public transport or taxis. Get a couple of people in the same car as you and get yourself there. If not, contact this gentleman and contact some of the people that are putting on the event and see how, you know, you can get there.
Yeah, and younger family members
Yes.
can take their older family members.
Yes.
You know, that's what we're there to do.
Now, I'm going to try and show you
Okay.
something. I don't know if you can see that.
I can just about. I'm trying to
Make out
work
what
that.
that is.
I'm trying to work that out.
Right.
Is
It's a
that
poppy.
that's a gold,
It's a bronze poppy
a bronze poppy with the penny in?
Oh,
With the
yes,
penny,
that's
with a
beautiful.
remembrance penny. And I want to tell you a little bit about this.
Can you speak up, Paul? Can we have your military talk? You know,
You
Your
know,
outside voice,
yes,
not
your
inside voice.
yes. I want to hear you outside. I mean, you know what?
You want me to shout?
rank- I want you to
You want
give
me
me.
to shout?
Let me hear how you used to talk in the army. Let me hear.
Right. Okay. So that was the remembrance penny and the hero's poppy made from bronze.
Wow.
And one of those poppy and penny will be a focal point on the night. It will be in a case which is lit, so it will be shining, and it will be blessed on the night by two, a bishop and a reverend. There's a Reverend Michael King, who is the son of Sam King, MBE. Now, Sam King was a RAF soldier who went to Jamaica and returned on the Windrush ship, and he was a pioneer. He was the first black mayor of the borough of Southwark.
Oh, where, sorry?
Southwark. It's a
Southwark.
borough-
Summer, yeah.
Right, yes. He also was the founder of the carnival that was the precursor to Notting Hill Carnival.
Okay.
Okay. He's also the founder, or was the founder, of the Windrush Foundation. So we will have there blessing this penny and poppy, the son of one of our heroes.
Yeah, very
Wow.
distinguished.
Okay. Now, let me explain what the penny represents that is put inside the poppy. The penny is a replica of the death plaque. And what the death plaque was, that when somebody died previously in war, the War Office would give the family a plaque in respect of that person losing their life. And the penny is a replica where it has been condensed down and it's put into the poppy. And that will be on stage, and the penny will be brought up on stage by a World War II veteran, Mr. Flanagan, that I mentioned. And he might be giving it to a child that will be putting the penny in the flower to seal it. And it will stay in the flower forever.
Okay. Wow.
Lovely
So
thoughts.
that's beautiful.
Lovely thoughts. Yeah.
That's absolutely beautiful. So we have to wind down now.
Do we?
It's on the hour. It's 12
When did we
o'clock.
get to that time?
I don't know, but
Oh my
you know,
goodness.
the time is running short. Time is really running short.
Right.
So, Paul, I need you to speak up a bit louder because obviously we need to hear you. Because in the studio where we're at, we've got all our microphones. So for the one last shout, you want to tell the people where they need to be, and I need you loud, clear.
Well, I'm speaking very loudly. I think it's maybe my equipment on this side.
Okay, no worries.
My apologies for that. But first of all, let me just, can you put my number on the screen so people can have it anyway? Because there is always questions that people want to ask afterwards.
Yes.
They can get questions through the website, but it's always good to talk. So my
Absolutely.
number is 07956
Okay.
100 089.
Do you want to repeat
Shall
that?
I repeat that?
Paul? Yes, please.
07956 100 089. Please remember to put the 3 zeros.
Okay.
So I shall repeat that. It's 07956 100 089, and that's for Paul Chambers. I'll repeat that. 07956 100 089, and that's for Paul Chambers to get in contact with anything to do with Bless for Bests,
Which will be on the 30th of October, 5:30 at the Millennium Point.
right? It's going to be at the Millennium Point, which is on Curzon Street in Birmingham City Centre, by the think tank, the think tank and Birmingham City University. And so it starts at 5:30 on the 30th of October.
Okay, so yes, people, you've heard it for yourself. The man, Paul Chambers, and he speaks with a passion. And there's going to be a big event happening called, so it's called Bless for Vets, and it's the place to be on the 30th of October. I'm going to play one song out. The contact number is on the screen. The website is on the screen where you can go and purchase the tickets. People, you need to come out and support. It's going to be a wonderful event, and it's going to be a very blessed event, and it's going to be something that for the young ones who don't know about World War One, Two, I went to say 3 then, but we're not having no World War III. I think we've already having it with these casualties of what's happening.
Yes.
That was COVID.
That's COVID, yeah. But I do believe that the young generation will actually be interested to want to sign up for the military, or working how to fly a plane. You get good education, you get good support.
I'm sure we know how to fly planes already with all the games that they play.
But the real thing of going up in them planes,
the simulators,
and wearing all that heavy equipment, and
I think it looks glamorous, but I don't think it is glamorous.
No,
I think it's hard work
and a lot of mental torture.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
But to serve in the military is the most noble profession.
Wow. Okay, you heard it from the man himself. Oh my gosh.
And
Okay,
if we start from there, then we won't go wrong.
That's right. So
soldier.
Yes. Oh, I've got a song I wanted to play. I may have to play it. So just stay tuned. Just listen to this. We have the wonderful sounds of Lighty.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Thank you, Lord. You are everything to me. Yes, you are everything to me. Yes, you are. I am the branch and you are.
Yes, you're gonna hear Lighty down at the place. Oh my gosh.
Abide in you, my light will shine. When others forsake me, you're right by my side. I keep your commandments, for there's nowhere to hide. You are everything to me. Yes, you are. Thank you, Lord. Everything to me. I've seen. You came into my life and you cleansed me within. Use me as you please. You are everything to me. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Everything to me. Yes, you are. Now I understand you are responsible for my righteousness. If we only ask of you, we will receive all things.
Okay, people, so this is the last shout we're going to do tonight. So you've got Paul Chambers, and his contact number is 07956 100 089. That is where you can contact him. Over to you, Cie.
Yes, I'm going to say the website, which is www.jesa, that's Juliet Echo Sierra Alpha UK.org. That's www.jesa-uk.org, where you'll find all the information that you need to acquire your tickets.
Okay, people. So this is going to be the last one from us, and it's going to be an event not to miss, where you're going to have the gold puppy with the penny being pushed in by a general. I'm going to say a general, you know, someone who has served very well. So you need to be there. It's going to be such a powerful event, and I'm telling you, coming on the back of Black History, I'm telling you, it's for us to stand in line and be recognized, but also be proud of who we are, and understanding that we hold weight wherever we go.
Yes.
And not a force to, what can I say, just don't underestimate what is built inside you. It says greater is he that is in you. You know, some of us now, when you stand in there and you're fighting, some of them are shaking in their boots, some of them are scared, but they're built now, they're conditioned, their mind is conditioned. When your mind is conditioned to fight, oh my gosh. So people, this is the place to be. Millennium Point on the 30th of October. Is that correct, Si?
That is correct, at 5:30. Let's not be late, folks. Let's be on time. Timely.
Yes.
Bless the Lord.
Bless the Lord. So, Paul Chambers, it's been an honor and a privilege to have you on the show. And, you know, I want to see some pictures. I want to hear everything about it. And Si, over to you.
Yes, I would like to go, actually, you know, because I've never heard of this event. And it sounds like it's going to be a really fantastic event. So I think I might just go and purchase tickets.
Okay.
You know. And will there be you know, because I'm on crutches and wheelchairs, so will there be facilities for somebody like that?
Don't worry.
Will you look after me, will you, Paul?
In fact, one of the performers will be in wheelchair anyway.
Okay.
So we'll be well practiced and well rehearsed.
Okay.
Yeah, that's lovely. Thank you.
It is fantastic. It's my honor to be here. Thank you very much for giving us the word out. I just wanted to say, even if you're not coming to the event for whatever reason, visit our website and you'll find out what the organization is for and what we're doing.
Yeah,
okay.
Good point.
Very good. So God bless you, Paul, and all the listeners that are listening. And if not, just go back on the show and you can see it up on YouTube. If not, find yourself at the event. Okay. All right. So
thank you very much.
And God bless.
Thank you very much, Claire.
Bye.
Good night and God bless. Bye-bye, people.
I pray every time I feel the Spirit moving in my heart. I pray.
Okay, people, bye-bye. Good night and God bless. Oh. That's what happens when we're live. Oh my gosh. So good night and God bless. Okay, people.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Good night. Okay.
Every night and every day, me no want to go astray. You're the part of me, I declare. With the element in our way.